First time since 2019, Nissan has a new CEO, Ivan Espinosa. He's been with the company since 2003. We're going to talk about this hire today. Is he going to lead Nissan to the promised land? He's going to take him out of the weeds. We will find out. Time will tell, honestly, but we'll go through his background today, talk about maybe some of the questions he answered during his, the step down of Uchida. Right here, who is going to remain a board member on Nissan. Uchida's on since 2019 after taking the reins essentially from the mess that Carlos Ghosn had left. Espinosa here is Mexican born. We know Nissan has a plant in Mexico where they produce the Sentra, the Versa, the Kicks. And they have an additional plant down there that's going to be closing soon, to my knowledge, that produces a QX50 and QX55. All right. So that being said, we're going to get into that here in just a little bit. But what I want to do first is preview for you guys a live stream. I will be doing this live stream for you guys tonight. I believe it's 6 p.m. Eastern time. So this is midnight CET. We will be getting what I believe this is going to be called the CHR Plus. This vehicle, to my knowledge, it's a coupe-like crossover designed after the BZ compact SUV concept. So we'll get a reveal for it tonight. It will be hitting Europe this summer, and then we'll be coming to the United States around January, February of 2026 already. Gosh, 2026, crazy. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to see you guys in that live stream. And make sure you have the bell icon on so you know when my stream goes live tonight. Ivan Espinosa, he has been with the company, and Uchida mentioned this multiple times throughout the press conference. Uchida's like, hey, this guy we can trust. He's been with Nissan as long as I've been with Nissan, Uchida-san. So this guy is not the first non-Japanese CEO of Nissan, because that was Carlos Ghosn, right? Carlos Ghosn was not only the CEO of Nissan, but also Renault at the same time. One of the first people to ever be a CEO of two Fortune 500 companies at the same time, Carlos Ghosn. Anyways, here we have in October of 2003, he seemed to be right out of college. He got out of college in 2001. All right, so here he is. He's starting as a product specialist with product planning at Nissan Mexicana. And he was with Nissan Mexico for 3 years, mainly product planning. And then he went over to Thailand, and we know Thailand was big for Nissan then. However, Nissan's closing plants there right now. Nissan is downsizing their footprint because of the lack of demand for their cars. He then also was still in Thailand here, went back to Latin America in 2010. And then he's just kind of been ping-ponging around. I mean, he's been program directors for the D segment. He achieved vice president in 2017, and has in 2024, his last job was chief planning officer, global product planning, global program management, motorsports, etc. So you would think this guy with a background in product planning in Nissan knows what the company needs for product in order to be a good company. Nissan's not a good company right now. They're a struggling company. All right. So hopefully this guy, Ivan Espinosa, has what it takes to lead them into a better direction. He's only 46 years old. He's a pretty young dude to be a CEO of Nissan. That is wild. But look at them, going for youth, going for experience and youth. They know that they need someone that's going to bring in new opportunities for the brand. All right, so let's listen to what he has to say here.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for your time today. To be honest, since I just found about these appointments, I don't have much to say right now. However, I really want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the board for trusting me to lead the company during such a challenging time. I grew up in Nissan, and I've spent many years working in various roles across the globe. This journey has deepened my love for cars, my passion for the automotive industry, and of course, my passion for Nissan. I've had the privilege of learning from talented colleagues and experienced different markets through my career. This has shaped my understanding of what makes Nissan unique and valuable. I'm really excited to continue Uchida-san's work to help Nissan shine again. I sincerely believe that Nissan has so much more potential than what we are seeing today. I'm looking forward to build on the efforts of those who have come before me and working closely with our talented team worldwide to bring stability and growth back to the company. I'm looking forward to meet you as members of the media when I assume my role on April 1st. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Ivan. We will now open for Q&A. Ochiai-san from Nikkei. Ochiai-san, are you there?
Okay, thank you very much. Espinosa-san, this is a question for you. There are a lot of challenges that Nissan is facing. At this timing, you are coming on board to improve the performance. So what's your aspiration, expectation in relation to this? What do you think about the collaboration with other companies, especially the collaboration or partnership with Honda? For example, once again, are you going to restart the talks on the business integration? Will this be possible?
Before he answers, keep in mind that Mibe, CEO of Honda, said that he was interested in reigniting talks with Nissan if Uchida stepped down as CEO. All right, so let's see what this guy has to say. The new CEO, April 1st, Ivan Espinosa.
These are my questions for Espinosa-san.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for your question. As for the first question, I've just been informed of this appointment, so I need some time to reflect. At the same time,
So, guys, it sounded from that right there that he was surprised that he got this role. I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't hire one, like a Japanese company that doesn't hire a Japanese CEO is not normal. Okay, so one, it's surprising there. Two, he's young. He's only 46. That's also surprising. Nissan's like, hey, well, our Japanese leaders haven't been able to figure out a way to fix this trajectory. Maybe we need some fresh blood from Mexico to figure this out for us. And he understands new product as well as anyone. He understands engineering degree, right? So let's see what he has to say here.
been deeply involved in the preparation of the plans together with Uchida-san and the team. So I believe, as I mentioned, that there's a lot of potential for Nissan in the future. I think we can unlock a lot of possibilities, and I'm eager to build on what has been prepared so far by Uchida-san and the team. As for your second question, I would refrain from commenting on speculation at the moment.
Of course.
My immediate
Of
focus
course.
is to work with the team, get them engaged, and look forward into the future. Yeah. Thank you for your question again.
Wouldn't even say Honda. Wouldn't even
Thank
say
you,
Honda.
Ochiai-san. We go to the next person. It's from Hata-san from Toyo Keizai. Hata-san.
Since Uchida-san was appointed to the current position, it's 5 years, but it has continued. Most recently, in the most recent 2 to 3 years, we have been shortlisting the candidates to a handful.
So last 3 years, they were already like stacking up CEOs. I don't know if this is normal. I bet it's normal because you don't want to get caught with your pants down figuratively, right? That you don't have any successor lined up. All right. So, I mean, 3 years ago, they were lining up successors to Uchida. Maybe they weren't happy with his performance then, but it could just be standard protocol to make sure, because he could take a job anywhere else. I don't know who would want him, but I'm just saying, like, if he just leaves the company or if he's running the company to the ground, they got to have someone in behind, right?
So, in that sense, at this very timing, we chose one, Ivan, amongst the short list of candidates. Each candidate has his or her own uniqueness and his or her unique style, but contemplating this very current timing, the nomination committee judged that Ivan is most qualified and proposed that to the BOD.
Hans Grammel here from Automotive News. Congratulations, Ivan, on your new appointment. Can you talk to us a little bit about two problem spots in Nissan's business? That is the United States and China. What are the two top priorities you can identify? And this is, I guess, to Ivan, because you've been watching the business for so long. What are the two trouble spots that need to be addressed in the United States and the two trouble spots that need to be addressed in China? And what are your thoughts about the continuation of capacity reduction? Where do you see room for further capacity reduction globally?
Thank you, Hans. At the moment, it's a bit early for me to give a lot of details. As you know, I've just stepped into the role. Actually, we'll be stepping into the role until April, so a bit early to go into the specifics. But what I can tell you is we are reinforcing our lineup in the U.S. You will see some news coming in soon.
I know a little bit about what he's talking about. I can't say too much, but there will be some exciting news by the end of this month from Nissan. So stay tuned for that. I don't know. I don't want to say too much. I'll just stop there. But like, there should be some good news for Nissan by the end of this month for all sorts of stuff. So I'll cover it here on the channel. I know what he's referring to. I'll be able to share more, guys, in the near future. Just stay tuned. But we will have some exciting stuff to talk about for product for Nissan and technology. So stay tuned for that.
Also, recently actually unveiled our new N7 in China, which is a very interesting.
What is the N7? Again, ooh, I kind of like this. It does kind of feel like a Nissan to me. I know it's Chinese market, but this thing looks pretty decent. Of course, it's fully electric. So we know Nissan continues to shrink and shrink and shrink. Look, they're down about 50% compared to 2019's sales. All right. Now, a car that also sells well there, but it has to be completely revitalized, is the Sylphy, which is the same thing as the Sentra. We're getting a new Sentra this year, and I guarantee it's coming to China, of course, as well. They need fully electric. I hope that they can put like a PHEV in something like the Sentra over there in China. Of course, we're not going to get it. Who knows if we'll even get an e-Power Sentra. I don't want to get my hopes up. All right, I've been trying to get my hopes up for e-Power for years. It could come in 2027. So anyways, the N7 electric sedan, of course, it's with their Dongfeng joint venture, entering the market in May. This car is going to provide 268 horsepower. Let me know if you guys like that design. It looks like it's based off of this other car that Dongfeng produces. So obviously the same window line, the same canopy line. It's the same dimensions, just a different lights and different bumpers, really, and different wheel designs. The interior might be slightly different too. The 007 Dongfeng is what it's based off of. I mean, look, all these Japanese manufacturers are doing it. Honda's S7 doesn't look like it's based off of too much of anything else. So that's interesting. It seems to be specific with inside of Honda and Honda's joint ventures. Whereas if you look at Toyota's new car that just came out, the BZ3X, Aeon V, I think people have been calling that a rebadge of, which is of course from one of Toyota's joint ventures. And if you look at Mazda, the Mazda 6E or the 6E, the EZ6, it's called different things in different market. That's based off of maybe a Chang'an joint venture. So anyways, yeah, this isn't nothing new. This isn't anything new for a Japanese manufacturer in the last couple of years to rebadge. If you look at the BZ3, it's based off of a BYD joint venture with Toyota. So like all these Japanese manufacturers are rebadging existing cars over for the Chinese market. Let me know if you like the rear end. Light bar is very popular. This light bar looks awfully similar to the light bar in something like the Kona that we have in the United States. It can have with 17-inch wheels or 19-inch wheels. It's single motor only, okay, which means I would assume it's rear wheel drive only. So 215 horsepower, and with a bigger battery, 268 horsepower. Same motor, just depending on the battery, the battery can only provide so much juice, right? It's LFP battery manufactured by Dongfeng and Sunwoda. This adopts a V-Motion grille. I don't see it. If you guys see V-Motion grille in this, let me know. I mean, I have to stretch my imagination to see it. Coefficient of drag of just 0.208. It'll cost $18,000 to $20,000 after conversion. I don't have any numbers on range, but if you guys want to look up the Dongfeng 007. So All right, let's get back to the press conference.
Technologically advanced product that we developed together with our partner Dongfeng. And it's actually, getting very good attraction and very good results in the market already. So these are the early steps of what we are going to drive in the future. As said, I cannot share too much details as of now, but these are things that you can expect to see quite soon. Yeah.
And about capacity?
Well, we're going to be looking at the whole, system. 360-degree turnaround is what we've been working on, of course, with Uchida-san and the team so far. And we will continue evaluating that and executing accordingly.
In stepping down, the choice of successor and to the employees, what is your words to your successor and employees?
ありがとうございます。まず、
Thank you very much. First, regarding Ivan Espinosa, he has been working with me for a very long period of time throughout my career here. If you ask him to comment on the strength of Nissan and product line of Nissan, he's the best person to talk about it because he's been a great supporter of myself. In other words, he knows the technological aspects of our products more than I am aware of. So he will be exposing the strength of Nissan and enhancing the Nissan competitiveness to the market. And I have high hopes. And until end of March, I will continue to serve my current position. And even thereafter, I will continue to be a board member, but I will do my best to support him so that the things Nissan has to do will be done. Together, we will work hard. And to the employees, during the 5 years and 3 months, thank you for the great support. Nissan was in difficulty, and the employees persevered, all in belief that we can do more than what we are doing today. And without your support, I would not have been able to come here. So, under the new CEO, I truly hope that all of you employees can work hard. We all believe that Nissan has a huge potential, which has not yet been unleashed. So let's unleash what we can do together with you. And if I can be of any contribution, time is limited, but I would like to do my best to provide support.
Thank you, Uchida-san.
Well, that was the last question. With Uchida acknowledging that Espinosa knows a product a lot better, he knows the technology a lot better. That gives me hope that Nissan is in better hands. I'm not saying the right hands. I don't know. I have no idea who their CEO should be, right? But in terms of better hands, I think this is a good hire. He's young. He understands technology. He understands the product. You might be saying, Kirk, he's been involved with product planning for 2 decades at Nissan, and look at the products they have. The situation they're in right now is because of the lack of interest in such products. Okay, some are good, most are mediocre, and then when you have mediocre to bad reliability on some of those models throughout the years, people's interest in the brand is completely soured. So he's got so much work to do to freshen Nissan's branding. Nissan as a brand is very, very low. I've seen you guys comment on my channel like, oh, I wouldn't mind having a Nissan, but it's a Nissan. Like, yikes, guys. Like, the Nissan makes good products, especially the Pathfinder, the Armada, the Kicks. Did I mention the new Murano? The new Murano is a good car. The rest of them, and the Frontier. Guys, I could keep going. There are really, the Frontier is such a good truck, and I take it over the Tacoma. There's a lot of good product within Nissan, but people stay away because they hear horror stories about CVTs or the VC turbos or whatever it is, or bad experiences at the dealerships. This guy's got a lot of things to clean up at Nissan. And I mean, here's the thing, the only thing that turns it around is quality product that's not going to be discounted to the moon. All right. If you watched my Rogue review yesterday, someone commented on my Rogue review they bought a Platinum Rogue a 24 model, like 11,000 off MSRP and a lifetime warranty on the powertrain. That is not a sustainable business model. There's no money in that. So they got to find ways to trim up the company massively. If the Rogue had a hybrid, it might be okay. It might be okay on the market right now. All the models had hybrids. Nissan would just be in a better place. I know not everyone wants a hybrid, but a lot of people do. Camry sales are strong. Look at all the record-breaking hybrid sales from the Koreans going on right now. The huge growth there. The huge demand of things like the CR-V hybrid from Honda. And then Toyota hybrids are just literally getting gobbled up by fans out there. All right. And here's Nissan with hybrids in other parts of the world, and they've never brought them to the United States and adapted them to the United States. Why did they bring them to the United States? Their most important market right now, it's not China, it's the United States, because the Chinese market, they're going to keep shrinking there. And they're going to keep shrinking here too if they can't turn this ship around. Adopting e-power is a huge part of that turnaround as soon as possible. A new Leaf coming. I'm sorry, yeah, that's good. It's good to have a new Leaf. We've needed a new Leaf like 5-6 years ago, right? So it's very late to have the Leaf. And if the Leaf came out when EVs were still very, very high in demand, there's a lot of growth there, in 2020? Now we're in 2025, and EV adoption is slowing here in the United States. And with the administration, we might see a lot of slowing in the battery electric game. Nissan also needs an Xterra. The new Armada is great. I love that they did a Pro 4X, but I just drove the new 4Runner. It's really good. Check out my review on it. And Nissan had the Xterra for a few generations, and then they killed it before it would be crushing it right now in the market. I'm sure the Frontier is doing quite well too, I would assume. I think it's my favorite truck, so in the midsize segment. And I think the Xterra put a big fat V6 in there. Look, Honda is going to see good demand. I know it's not body on frame, but the new Passport they'll be driving in just a couple of weeks, Honda's going to see good demand there because it's an off-roading vehicle with the V6. And I think Nissan has a really good V6 that we see in the Frontier. It's not really being used in much else. It's like, where's the Xterra, right? There's just so many things that this guy's got to fix. Can he do it is the question. He's got to perform a miracle. Nothing short of a miracle is going to set Nissan on the right path. And in Nissan's case, a miracle just can't come overnight. Maybe he's the miracle Nissan needs, and it will take time. I don't know. I'll see you guys in the comments, and stay tuned, because by the end of the month, like I said, we're going to have a lot of Nissan goodies in terms of information product being announced. So stay tuned for that. I'll bring it to you guys here on the channel. Oh, speaking of Nissan, just real quick, Best Car has an article on Nissan. You can see the Leaf right here. This little small car that's based off of Renault. That's not going to come to the United States, I don't think. There's the Patrol. We call it the Armada. And then the Elgrand. The Elgrand's due for redesign. It's been around forever, the Elgrand. We knew it as a Nissan Quest, but I think Nissan needs to bring the minivan back to the United States, bring the Elgrand/Quest back to the United States, bring it as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid, and then make it rain. But what do I know? I don't know. I'm just a guy with a bunch of kids, great family, and therefore I'm obsessed with minivans. They're the truth out there for families. Nissan, bring the Elgrand back, get rid of the CVT, give us a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, make it fun, and make it practical. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.